It's how are we going to divvy up the SB2, uh, the articles, the warrant articles, or are we?
I think they're pretty well forward. They aren't controversial. They're usual CRFs. You know, Craig, if Craig's there, he could be called on to explain why he wants to add bridges to the road CRF. I think that's kind of the direction we went. If a department head wanted to expand, or that I shouldn't say expand, to have more flexibility in expenditures from the CRF, they are the best ones to address it to the public.
I agree. I mean, clearly I've opened my mouth and volunteered to do 29, but
Well, that,
I've never been shy about speaking.
and there you'll have backup, Fran.
And I'll just say that thinking here rather quickly that questions or whatever should go to the chair, and then he can turn to members to say if they'd like to comment on it or something like that. I think that makes it rather simple.
I agree, Alan.
Okay. A couple of some of the emails that I've had to respond to. One was from Mike Vignali, who wants a copy of the GMI contract. I'll be going into the office again today to see if I can find where Charlie filed the contract. Aside from that, there hasn't been much in the way of anything that couldn't be handled by just saying I've received things and turned them over to the right person.
I feel at this interim time that it's important that staff and department head are reassured that we're here to help in any way that we can. Any fears or concerns they have can be sent to still to the town admin.
Yeah.
Email, and the board will
We'll
take it
deal with
under
it.
advisement.
Now, Andy brought up talking to the department heads of what they want in a town manager.
I'm not keen on the staff getting to choose who their boss is,
Didn't say they got to choose who the boss is.
or input. Correct me if I'm wrong, Fran, I believe back between Paul and Heather, there was some citizens that felt there should be a group to do to review who we hired.
You are correct. And we actually had one department head. I know Tony Randall was on the committee when we chose Heather. I don't want to go that route, but I have no issue with them giving us their opinion. It doesn't
Yes.
even holds water, but that, they've all had experience now with a lot of town managers, and it's lessons learned.
No, I agree with you, Fran. It's just informational, not advisory.
That's it. It's what qualities would they like to see?
And I think that's a very good idea.
And they'll be directed. They need to put, I would think they need to document it by an email, not just verbal.
I think so.
Yeah, and it will, and send it to town admin at nh.gov.
Yeah.
And Eli will pass it on to us for a discussion.
Yeah, you all are kept in the loop. As long as we can make sure that the email works. Now, have you all received DocuSign from finance?
I got 1 out of 2 and I had no issue signing it.
Heather, sorry, Catherine, called me and said it's stuck with me, at least one of them. I could not open it on my Kindle. So I told her last night, I was in bed at 8 o'clock, that after this meeting's over, I will open it on my laptop and hopefully I can understand the prompts and send it on. We did discuss that should she just send it on to the other members who hadn't signed, because she had my actual signature and I told her by all means to bypass me.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. Evidently, it's got to go through the chain of command. So I expect to see it when Kathleen is done with it at some point in time.
Well, Catherine told me she would rescan it and resend it to bypass me. And this occurred just before we joined on the meeting. Matter of fact, she said, oh, Eli's ready to start the meeting, and we ended our phone call. So I don't know if she's done anything since then. I told her to just bypass me this time.
Alan,
And she said she could.
have you received?
One of them,
Okay,
and I did not really get into it. I had a rather busy morning to get done before the meeting.
it's still going to depend, everything is still going to depend on when we can get to it. Not everybody sits on their computer
Mhm.
like I, for the majority of the time, like I do right now. And all of the department heads are going to have to understand that, is that we are not all in the office. We need time to set up a meeting, to make decisions, to keep this town running.
I did suggest to Catherine that hopefully within a couple of weeks, we'll settle into a rhythm. When we had a town administrator, we had to come in and sign the manifest, we had to sign payroll, and it became part of my schedule to go in either Monday or Tuesday and sign all the paperwork for that week. So right now, it's kind of coming in here and there. Hopefully it will settle into a rhythm so we all know when it's ready, we can go in, we can review it, sign it. Because I've been in 3 times this week to physically sign paperwork.
And that was, Alan spoke to me yesterday about the same thing, is how often are we going to have to meet?
To me, it's not an onerous task. I just know that because of the situation we're in now, it's gonna take a while for things to settle down and get into a rhythm, because Charlie's not sitting right there that they can just, hand the paperwork to and do a sign off on.
That's right. Does anybody have anything else that they want to say? Finance, while you're listening, this is a chance to talk to all of us.
She must be doing another task.
Maybe
No.
she stepped away
Well,
from the
no,
desk when you put her in the.
I just,
We have a phone.
Hello.
hello,
There she is. Oh, she's on the
It's
phone.
Catherine. Yeah, I called in. My computer doesn't have a microphone, so I can't ever talk when I'm on my computer at the office.
Okay,
So
So, double time.
did you hear what I said, Catherine?
I did, yes. And I did, Kathleen. So what I ended up doing, I had the physical signatures from you. I have electronic signatures from Eli. So what I did is I printed those, rescanned it in, and I sent them to Andy first, then Fran, then Alan. So I'm just waiting on one more signature for this AP manifest that was dated yesterday.
Catherine, did you get the other one that I signed?
I did, yes. I received that one. So there was I call them, I put like packet number 1, packet number 2, packet number 3 for ease of consistency for all. And I have everything, I believe, from packet number 3. I have everything that I need. It's just the 1 and 2. I just need a couple more on those.
So Catherine, should I delete those 2?
No, you shouldn't delete them. It just, if it's in your inbox, it won't go to the next person until you've clicked the boxes to sign.
Okay. So that's what I need. I need to bring it up, click the box, and hit send.
Yeah, of the stuff that you came in to sign yesterday, there was just one item that I didn't have a signature on. I think it was the ACH payment register.
Oh, okay. I know I did not sign some personnel stuff.
Yeah, this was part of the manifest. It's just BMSI will give you a physical check register for physical checks and then separate ACH registers for each bank that you're paying ACH transactions out of. So it was just one of the small electric ones.
Okay. This will be another new function to learn.
Once we get into a good system with it, I'm sure it'll run really smoothly.
I think so. I didn't know what you heard, if you heard what I said, that, you know, once finance settles into a rhythm, that things will go a lot smoother. We'll know when to expect signatures. You know, you're used to having Charlie right there that you can just pass the paper to and it's taken care of. I believe I spoke with you how, and you know, when we used to have to physically sign them, that I usually came in on a Monday and Tuesday, signed
Right.
what needed to be, and that was part of my routine.
Right. And just so the board knows, I'll just quickly, briefly discuss what the finance schedule is. We have payroll every Monday. We typically have the check register and direct deposit register available for signature by Monday afternoon. We don't really need it until Tuesday. Accounts payable is every other week. We strive to complete it between Monday and Wednesday, but it just depends on the workflow when that actually gets completed. So, for example, this week it was yesterday, it was Thursday. It was Diane's first time all the way through soup to nuts on learning the AP process, and she did a great job. Aside from that, it's daily things, which are like journal entries, but I can group those daily type things that aren't time sensitive with the manifest to be in the regular flow of items. The only other time sensitive thing that we have would be any HR or payroll changes. We do owe those to the payroll company by Friday. So today by 2 o'clock, I usually send all that information over to the payroll company so that it can go into effect for next week's payroll, just because on Monday there's not enough time to do all those changes plus process payroll.
I think I used to come in on Tuesday, basically, and sign everything that needed to be moved forward.
Yep.
Well, was Thursday, actual pay.
Yep.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, that the treasurer wanted the signatures the latest Wednesday.
Yes, which we do our best. Sometimes we can't always make everything fit onto one day of the week, so to speak.
Yes, and I in the past I've gotten phone calls to say, come down and give and sign something. And then more times than not, I was available to come down and do that. So I'm, it's just, you know, I've gotten out of the habit of doing it for the past 2 years.
And we appreciate it. Thank you for all your efforts here.
Okay.
Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you. Anything else, ladies and gentlemen?
Time should we be there tomorrow, Eli, like 9:45 or so?
I'll probably be there somewhere around 9 o'clock because I like to pace for some stupid reason. But quarter of,
Okay.
it's fine with me.
I may have to stand up for the whole meeting, but I'll be there.
Okay.
Fran, I'm sitting on my wooden cellar stairs right now, so I'm sure as soon as I stand up, I'm gonna feel it, so.
Okay. Do I hear a motion?
That's
Take
my
motion.
job. So moved.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.